Yeah, there he is. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to my special commentary, my DVD. This is the thing that only, of all the people who might buy this DVD, 3 to 4 people will listen to this.
Yeah, do you think?
But that doesn't mean we won't do a bad job. That's Ed coming off stage there.
That's me there. I already don't like myself in that.
Why don't you like yourself?
The way I walked, it just seemed cocky.
It is a bit cocky.
It is, isn't it?
It is a bit cocky.
I can't work out whether that was the first or second night of the recording.
Who cares? The important thing is...
I was probably excited, a bit cocky. First night I was probably a bit more humble.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's a metaphor for your career, young man. You want to think about that.
Is it?
If I come in about 3 or 4 years and you've progressed, you know, you're playing... playing a little room with them. Oh, God. I'm
just going to let everyone know that Greg's really hungover while we're recording this commentary.
Well, that's not very good, is it? Because people have paid for this.
Right, well...
They're going to think, well, that's not very respectful. You come to the sound booth hungover.
Right, there we go.
He is.
You'll notice he didn't even say thank you when he walked past me there, or...
Thank you, everyone. Oh, thank you to you.
Yeah, didn't reference me.
Thank you for your special DVD commentary.
Yeah. Well, thanks for announcing me.
You've got a lovely croaky voice, haven't you?
I know, it's husky. I'm trying it out.
Look, now let's get on with the serious business. Here's the DVD.
All right. Here he is.
There's me, striding across the stage. Now, I think that's quite a cocky walk. What do you think?
But you couldn't afford to be cocky when you're recording your own DVD.
I think part of my charm is that I'm not cocky.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that.
Why not?
I wouldn't. No, you're a very, very cocky man, but you get away with it.
Do you think I'm a cocky man?
Yeah.
When am I ever cocky in your presence?
All the time.
Give me an example of one example of cockiness.
You make me go on before you.
Right, and that's cocky, is it?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Always assuming you're going to do the best.
That's like saying a bank manager is cocky for asking some people to sit at the window and do stuff in the bank, isn't it? Well, there's that cocky bank manager. Excuse me, Miss Taylor? Yes? Would you mind just going to that little window there and dealing with people's concerns about their account? Well, I will do, but if you don't mind me saying, Mr. Powell, I do find that a little cocky. It's just madness.
So are you referring to yourself as the bank manager of comedy?
I wasn't, but I am now.
You're managing the bank of laughter.
And I'll tell you this, anyone who comes up to me in the street and says, excuse me, are you the bank manager of comedy? I will give you a shiny 10-pence piece. I'm good for that.
That's a good deal, isn't it?
Let me just check with people who are working with me whether I have to stand by that. No, it's clearly a joke, apparently. Good.
Oh, he's got it out already.
He's got his stomach out. Now, can you see there's a spot there on my stomach?
I can. Is that all right?
How about this? That spot's been there for 6 months.
Right. Do we need to get that looked up?
I don't think we do. It's a normal spot.
Yeah.
It's not sinister in any way. It's just... But it's an active spot and has been for 6 months.
Have you not had a little go at it?
I've had a little go at it. I've had a really big go at it. I bought some special potion and I put that on it.
What potion have you bought?
Oh, a witch's potion. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Have you got anything out of it?
Yeah.
What's come out of it?
Focus.
Focus.
I'm more focused.
You're more focused because of it?
Because of having a spot.
Yeah.
Ed.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the tour now, because that's what people have... They want to hear some insight into some of this stuff that's going on.
Do we need to keep referencing what's happening on the screen?
Yeah, that's the idea, I think.
Right. All right. You want to tell him what's happening now?
He went, not really, Greg. You're sort of like a bin bag full of
I'm talking about a man who insulted me and said that my body looks like a bin bag full of coleslaw. Now, here's something interesting.
Go on.
Since this was shot...
These are the sort of facts we like.
Yeah. Since this DVD was shot, and you can look at me on screen there, some would say I'm not as lean as I might be.
No, you're a big man, but it works.
Since then, I put a stone on. What do you make of that?
A stone?
Yeah.
How have you managed that, mate?
21 stone. I am.
How have you managed that, mate?
I mean, I'm so close to Channel 4 making a documentary about me.
What's the regime? I think we all want to know the Greg Davis health regime.
Here's what happened. I've just filmed my sitcom, so I've done 6 weeks of filming, as you know, because you came in and did a little bit on it, didn't he?
All proud.
All proud and puffed up, coming in, doing a little part.
All cocky with his suit on.
Like a little goat with his suit on. And they have a catering truck when you're filming, as you'll be aware. And every morning I went to the catering truck, and my brain was going, just ask for a lovely poached egg.
Poached egg, lovely, healthy poached egg.
So I'd be walking up to it, going, lovely poached egg, lovely poached egg, lovely poached egg, lovely poached egg. This is in the first thing, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I would say, hello, good morning. And the gentleman in the truck would go, good morning, Greg. And I'd go, a sausage sandwich, please. And I'm not making this up, I did that every day for 6 weeks.
Every day.
Who has a sausage sandwich every day?
Well, you.
Me.
Just you.
And now look how fat I am.
But then you can't. If you just had a sausage sandwich in the morning, that'd be fine, though, wouldn't it?
I reckon.
Then you have a lovely salad maybe at lunchtime.
Oh, but I didn't know. I used to have a full meal at lunchtime.
But what we took sausages or
Well, whatever they cooked, but it was always like a curry or something like that.
it was whatever they cooked, but it was always a curry.
And it was always something heavy duty, and I'd have that every day.
Well, you needed the energy, mate. You're filming all day.
I don't think that having a sausage sandwich and then a curry every day gives you energy.
If anything, it makes you feel lethargic.
The only sport it qualifies you for is darts, mate.
Well, maybe that's a direction you could start taking things in.
Listen, let's get back to the tour. I want to ask you some questions about the tour.
All right.
We've spent a lot of time together in a small car, you and I.
We have.
2 different tour drivers driving us about.
Yeah.
But the consistent thing, over 2 tours now, and still there's more to come, of course.
Oh, there's more to come.
It's just been you and I in a small space together.
Just in a little car, mate.
And I've got a question I've been meaning to ask you for a long time. And
Shoot from the hip.
and I'll accept a yes or a no.
Yeah.
Or, you know, a more explored diatribe.
Okay.
Here it comes. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you, Ed Gamble, my support act,
Yeah.
after such a long time together, are you, to any extent, in love with me?
Right. I'm going to go with no.
Okay.
It depends how you. First, you've got to describe love.
Well, it's difficult, as has been demonstrated over the years by those cartoons. But we'll give it a go.
Yeah, go for it.
I suppose it's an overwhelming sensation of that you feel that you have to have another human being in your life forever.
Right.
Forever. It is the feeling that one is completed by that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And ultimately, but not exclusively, more often than not, it will end in a physical relation.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to stick with no then.
Okay. Well, but hear me out.
All right. Okay.
I think you could still.
So far, it's on all those points. It's crosses.
What? You're not trying to tell me you don't want to know me for the rest of your life?
Oh no, but I don't want you actually physically in my life forever.
What? You don't?
Not like that.
So this friendship is finite.
No. What I mean is like we'll spend a weekend together gigging.
Yeah.
And after like 3 nights, I'm like, I'm gonna have a night off, Greg. Now.
Is that the truth?
Yeah.
You feel like you would need a night off, Greg?
Yeah, but I feel like that. I feel like that with everyone.
Why? Why? I don't care about. I don't
your-
care about everyone. I
your
care
two
about
moods-
me.
Your 2 moods are sleeping or really like just screaming, and it's. No, we have a great time.
Tell the
but
people who are listening to this.
Yeah.
That's not the case. My 2 moods aren't screaming or
No,
sleeping.
that's not true.
Well, just fill in the blanks a little. Fill in the gaps between that outrageous
All right.
statement.
So it's
What's it
sleeping
like?
in the car. So imagine if you're in the back of a car and there's a man who's driving you around, who's been paid to drive you around, not been paid to be sung at. And then imagine Greg in the passenger seat, but he's not just not normal in the passenger seat. He's relaxed the seat. You say that, then you recline the seat.
Yeah.
And then he's laying down as much as he can.
Yeah.
And then he tosses and turns for an hour and a half, going, "Oh God, oh God, oh God, I can't. Oh God, oh God." And then he sits up and goes, "Oh, da, 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 da." And he goes, "Oh fucking hell, I don't want to do a gig tonight." That's about it,
Right.
innit? That's all the gaps.
Do you feel emotionally supported by me when you're on tour?
No, I feel like I'm emotionally supporting you. Definitely.
Do you feel when you're on tour with me?
Yeah.
If you had a problem, you could come to me.
Well, what's the problem about?
Your mum
Right.
has.
We've had these discussions before, but then they're not being recorded, and it usually ends up with my mum in the bath.
Right.
Because
This one doesn't.
I believe, I'm just going to tell everyone now, your suggestion for me for an Edinburgh show title was, I saw my mum in the bath and it made me puke.
Yeah, but that's not because of your mum, because I've seen your mum and she's a lovely lady, and I've met her, and I had a very brief chat with her. She seems lovely.
Yeah.
And it's not about your mum per se.
No.
But what I know, having been around the block, you can see me. Look with your own eyes. You can see me. I'm playing to a massive audience here.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not being cocky.
Yeah.
I haven't even got a cocky walk still, unlike you. What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I've achieved a level of success that I think probably you'd do well to replicate, if I could be so bold.
Right, okay, yeah.
And what I'm saying is, I know some things that you don't know. Some snings, I said.
Some snings.
Yeah. I know some things that you don't know.
You've been around the block and you've learned some snings that I don't know.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, so if we establish I'm an older man, I've learned some snings.
Yeah.
and you could benefit from, if you will, lapping at my teat of knowledge.
Lapping at your teat of knowledge. And whereabouts is the teat of knowledge?
It's in the middle of my chest.
In the middle.
Yeah, it's my Scaramanga teat of knowledge. If we can agree that you would benefit from lapping from my Scaramanga teat of knowledge, right? Can we agree that?
I think anyone would agree that.
Right. Then what I'm saying is, when you do your first solo show, which is, inevitable. I said that as if it was a bad thing. It'll be a great thing, I'm sure.
I don't imagine that'll happen.
You need a title to draw people in, to catch people's eye, and then say, I wonder what that's about.
Yeah.
Now, if I saw the title, and I mean this, and you and I have had this round many times, I mean this.
Yeah.
If I've seen all the titles of the show, we're up in Edinburgh now recording this. I've seen all the titles for the show. It's like, oh dear, my mum's, my dad was a bad man, and stuff.
So, hang on. So who's doing the show? Oh dear, my dad was a bad man.
Right, well, I'm paraphrasing some of the show titles I've seen. Things like, like, bookworm,
a lot of
needy bookworm. Is that what you'd like to call your Edinburgh show? Needy bookworm, like half the shows up here are called.
No, I don't want to call my show Needy Bookworm.
Right.
But I don't see why, if I don't call my show Needy Bookworm, why I have to call it I Saw My Mum in the Bath and It Made Me Puke.
Because that stands out like a shining beacon away from all the others. I like this type of literature. You probably do as well.
Well,
right?
That stands out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's a bad example. That's a good one.
Okay.
I wear Clark's Nature Trek. Let's go to the British Library together. You call your show. I saw my mum in the bath.
Why
it made me puke.
now? All these titles start with an O. There's a 40-word limit in the Fringe brochure, and you're using one of them up with an O.
One of the things that we said on tour was I said I would give Ed some money. I would fund your first solo show if you called it that.
I've forgotten about that. How much did you offer to give me?
10 grand.
10 grand. If I called my show.
Yeah.
Now, apparently.
You can take the all
off. All right. I saw my mum in the bath and it made me puke.
Yeah, but I do want an umlaut over puke.
You can have an umlaut, mate. I'm chucking an umlaut.
Yeah.
I'll put one over mum if you want.
All right.
All right. Why did we get to this? You were going to say something about... this was
I was asking you whether you were in love with me as a result of being on tour with me.
Yeah.
And what you've been is quite negative about me. You've said that I just make noises and then I fall asleep and get all grumpy about gigging, which I don't. I love my job.
Yeah.
I love doing this. Look at my face there.
Yeah. You love it while you're doing it. I'd say immediately before and immediately afterwards.
Right.
You don't.
Even straight after I come off stage, I don't come off and go, I really hate myself.
Yes, you do.
Do I?
Quite a lot of the time, yeah.
Right.
And I can never... Me and the tour manager will always try...
Trevor or Brian,
yeah. Trevor/Brian.
Yeah.
We'll try and guess which mood you're going to be in when you come off.
Really?
And we never get it right.
No.
You're always angry.
Am I?
Yeah, if it's
but I really love what I do, you know that.
I know, mate. I know, but I also think you like a nice little grumble sometimes as well. And there was a big tantrum after one of these recordings, wasn't there?
Well, there was actually, yes. And I was going to talk about it when we got to the...
We can talk about it when we get there.
The point in the show.
Yeah.
But I would argue that it was... I don't know, was it a deserved tantrum?
Yeah, I think so. But it was a massive tantrum.
It was a comedy tantrum.
Yeah.
Do you know what's happened since this was filmed?
What? Lots?
You can see, if you look in my...
The Royal Baby?
You look in my... Very good.
Yeah?
If you look in my mouth there...
Yeah.
Hang on, wait. I don't know if you remember, but my teeth... you'll very rarely see me do a proper smile on stage. Because my teeth are a source of great shame for me.
Are they?
Because over the years I smoked quite heavily, as you know, and I caused my teeth to open up a bit. So I had some awful gaps between...
Does smoking open up gaps?
Well, it causes gum disease, and so I had some awful gaps between my front teeth.
Yeah.
And you haven't noticed yet, but I've had them fixed.
You've had he's had his teeth done.
I have. But you'd think it was some sort of big LA deal thing where I paid
it's a
like
bit of a
£7 million
sellout thing,
to get like someone from Peru's teeth put in. But no.
No.
I was at my mum's dentist. It was an accident. I was at my mum's dentist. I took my dad there.
Yeah.
He talked to my dad's dentist as well. And,
I think it's a bit rude to just say it's your mum's dentist.
And I said, hello, mum and dad's dentist.
Yeah,
I brought my dad, and he goes, okay, let's have a look at his mouth. And he sorted that. And he goes, you've got some gaps between your teeth, haven't you? And I said, yeah, they're a source of great shame to me, actually. And he said, I'll sort that for you. Half an hour, 50 quid, bang.
So you just did it?
Done.
After years of being ashamed?
After years of thinking, I don't want to go and have Simon Cowell gnashers put in. I can't bear it. I'm just going to have to be old gappy green teeth. Half an hour, 50 quid, bang, look at them.
Lovely. No, great.
Amazing, right?
You must be smiling all the time now.
I am. I smile all the time. I smile so much that people think I've got a mental problem. So, in fact, it's been massively counterproductive spending that £50.
So far, we've had a couple of little updates from Greg.
Yeah.
So far, since the recording of this DVD, you've had your teeth fixed and you put a stone on.
That's correct.
Right, okay.
In sexual terms, I'm very much at my fighting weight.
So you always go for the black T-shirt?
I do.
Why is that? You didn't wear a black T-shirt on your last DVD, did you?
I'll tell you why. I am officially, fashion-wise, in the danger zone.
What do you mean by the danger zone?
I'm a man in my 40s now.
Yeah.
And something happens to the 40-something-year-old male brain.
Yeah.
Right? And what it is
just deteriorates.
It massively deteriorates. That is
falls out your nose.
That is plain for. If you see any of my friends, it's honestly like the beginnings of a zombie holocaust. If you see us in the pub chatting, it's like the beginnings. If a young man like you came in and saw me and my friends chatting, you'd go, "These people have been infected with something."
Time. They've been infected with time.
This is going to be the beginning of a zombie holocaust. I better barricade myself behind the bar and get a lot of cashews in. Now, what happens to the 40-something-year-old brain is it goes, I feel the rope of life whizzing through my fingers. It's burning. The rope of life is starting to burn my fingers.
Burning your hands and your fingers.
I want to halt that. I'm going to do a few things to do that. I'm going to start consciously buying clothes that are a little bit younger.
Right.
And it's the danger zone.
Yeah.
Because the 40-year-old brain isn't able to tell what's acceptable to buy. Okay.
Just buys anything from a young shop.
I had, honestly, a cold hand almost on my shoulder recently when I went into a shop and I picked up some blue shoes.
Yeah.
They were blue with red stitching.
Yeah.
And I said, out loud, well, these are pretty cool. Right, that's honestly what I said. These are pretty cool. And I turned around and there was the shop assistant there and he looked at me and I went, they're cool, right? So I said cool twice.
You were checking, yeah.
And I raised my eyebrows. Yeah. And I saw his face. I saw the conflict in his face. The conflict was, I can sell these blue shoes with a red piping to this man.
It's piping?
Yeah. And the other part of his mind was going, oh, that's heartbreaking. I sensed it and I went, oh my God, I know what's happened here.
Did you say that out loud?
I said, I know what's happened here. And he said, what do you think has happened here? And I said, I have just said these shoes are cool because they are the shoes that a 40-something-year-old man would find cool, right? And the young man just solemnly nodded his head at me as if to say, you're right.
Wow.
And and his eyes seem to say to me, I'm really glad that you stopped yourself from buying those shoes. So that's, in a very long-winded answer to the question, why do I dress like that?
So you just try and dress quite plain?
I wear neutral black T-shirt, jeans, shoes. And there will come a time, probably 12 years' time, where I have to get rid of the jeans.
Do you think?
I think.
What are you going to go to, though?
Black trouser.
A trouser?
A black trouser.
Like a suit trouser?
Probably a chino.
A chino. Or a corduroy.
Yeah.
Maybe a corduroy.
And I'll probably have to tuck the shirt in, just to face it.
Maybe go button up.
Maybe a corduroy.
A nice corduroy trouser and a button up shirt. Yeah?
Looks like we've nailed it.
A waistcoat.
Do you think, has my lovely sandwich arrived?
Now, this is an amazing part of the commentary that everyone will remember for years to come. Greg arrived today and immediately demanded a sandwich.
I'm sorry, Ed, do you not think that people who go out and buy a DVD of a comedian want to know whether he's adequately fed, whether he's looking.
I think we've established that you have been adequately fed since the DVD recording.
Look at this, brilliant. Now, what that was, look at this, brilliant, that you just heard, was my sandwich arriving.
Yeah.
Since then, Ed and I have had a lovely little break.
Yeah, the magic of entertainment.
Yep.
That's what's happened. There's been a little
I've
break.
devoured a sandwich and a bag of crisps.
Do you want to tell us what was in the sandwich?
Some salad, some cheese.
Oh, well, this is a lovely introduction to one of the things that goes on tour.
Yeah?
Which is you'll just make up songs.
Oh, but I make up nice songs.
No, I'm not saying they're not nice, mate.
Yeah.
I'm saying you just make them up all the time.
Something happens, doesn't it, in the confines of a tour car? Something happens to the human brain.
Yeah.
And,
well, to your brain, anyway.
No, I think we've both danced with madness.
Yeah, we have, definitely. We have competitions quite a lot, don't we, where we see who can make up a song for the longest.
Yep.
I mean, you always win.
I don't know. It's interesting, outside of the tour car, whether I've still got the power.
Do you think? No.
Why don't you give me a song title and I'll crack on?
I'll give you a song title. Tommy the Balloon Salesman.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh. He used to live in a little tiny house in Wakefield. Tommy the Balloon... No, I can't do it.
You can't do it?
I can't do it outside of the car.
But I like that you ran out of imagination, but you put so much into the fact you lived in a house in Wakefield.
In Wakefield, yeah. It was going to be a very specific story about a young lad living in poverty. Now, I'm not suggesting that people in Wakefield live in poverty, but...
There must be some people in Wakefield who live in poverty. And
you would think.
And Tommy, the balloon salesman, or future balloon salesman, was one of them, sadly.
He didn't have much future. He had to get food from the gutter. Tommy, the balloon salesman from Wakefield. You got to free yourself from poverty. None of this rhymes. It doesn't work.
You tried to rhyme future with gutter. Guccia.
I've written down some things that. Do you want to have a go at making a song up? You might be in a.
I'm not sure I'm in even as good a state as you are. So
Can I have a go though?
Yeah. What do you want to hear about?
I want you to sing me a song about the boy with the pipe cleaner legs.
Okay. I'll just tell you what's immediately happened.
Yep.
I've tried to think about how to start the song, and all I can imagine is him living in a house in Wakefield.
Right, so that's fine though.
But that's just going to start like yours.
That's fine.
In deepest...
Go on.
In deepest, darkest Wakefield town, there lived a boy in a house of frowns. Everyone's sad, everyone's crying. Granny's upstairs, oh, she's dying. He looks down at his legs. Where is the skin? No hair, no flesh, no trousers for him. All that lives below his waist. I'm gonna tell you, have no haste. It was pipe cleaners, pipe cleaners, pipe cleaners. Instead of legs, it was pipe cleaners.
This is fucking shit. I'm gonna all of what's below his waist. I'm not going to tell you in haste.
Well, I'm not rushing the song, mate.
That's fucking awful. It was better than mine.
It was better than yours. You got as far as Wakefield. Greg's made a list of things that we used to say on tour. You're quite good at keeping memories.
Well, it's another thing. It's another middle-aged thing. Is that my memory wipes itself every half an hour or so. So, in order for me to think I've accomplished anything in life, I have to write it down.
Yeah.
So I've written down. What I did was I wrote a list of things that we'd discussed in the car.
Yeah.
That we'd spent a long time discussing, so that I could reminisce on them.
Have you
reminisce about them, and I haven't yet. So I've got the list up now of things we discussed at length in the tour car.
So you've not seen this since?
No, I've not looked at it once.
Right, okay.
And it'll be interesting if you can remember some of these things, because the first thing I've written down, and I honestly have absolutely no memory. Bear in mind, this is a matter of weeks ago. I have no memory of this at all.
Right.
I've written down Tikka roll, Mickey Mouse flat balls.
Right. I'm struggling.
I've written that on my phone as a specific memory.
Yeah.
Something obviously happy that we discussed.
Tikka roll,
Mickey Mouse flat balls.
Okay, I seem to remember it's something about you. I think you'd just woken up from a nap, and you were talking
Presumably
about
I was all grumpy, was I?
flattening your balls so your cock and balls look like Mickey Mouse's face, but eating a ticker roll because that's
my penis.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't just wake up and go, hey, guess what, guys? I've just been thinking about smashing my own balls and making them flat and they look like mouse's ears.
I don't know why it built to that. I think you were probably saying, I'd rather do that than something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's entirely feasible.
So that's the flat balls. I mean, you wrote that down straight away.
We spend a lot of time talking about that, don't we? What we'd rather do instead of something else.
Yeah, and a lot of the time it involves our genitalia.
Yeah, because you said you drink a cup of your mum's piss for £10, didn't you?
No, I didn't say that. And what is your obsession with my mum?
Let me tell you
when did I say that I drink a cup of my mum's piss for £10?
Before you know how serious the situation was, don't get your heads around this sentence.
And what, did you make any offers, or I just went, hang on, lads.
Apropos of nothing.
Hang on, lads, I'd drink a cup of my mum's piss for £10.
Because you're always going on about how, my eccentricities, me being grumpy and waking up and coming off stage and being all foul and stuff. But sometimes, apropos of nothing, you'll just say, oh, God, if I had £10, I'd gladly drink a glass of my mum's piss.
If I had £10, so I've got it already, have it?
If someone gave me £10. Okay. So, Tika Roll, Mickey Mouse flat balls was me waking up and saying I'd like to smash my balls flat so they look like mouse's ears. And then the Tika Roll is what? Presumably Mickey Mouse's nose, is it?
No, I think it's your cock.
Why have I said Tika Roll then? Why don't I just say my cock and flat balls, Mickey Mouse, bang?
Oh, I don't know why the Tika Roll. The Tika Roll's a curveball for me, if I'm honest, mate.
See, even you don't remember. This is just a few weeks ago.
I don't remember Tika Roll.
And you're, what are you, like 18 or something? How old are you?
27.
Right.
So Tika Roll was a curveball.
If you and I were gay, do you think...
What's this? Why does this keep coming up?
If you and I were gay...
Right, which is fine.
Of course it's fine.
Yeah.
It's 2013.
It is.
It was fine to be gay in 1537.
Yeah.
Right. If you and I were gay,
Yeah.
would you go out with someone as old as me?
Well, I don't know. It depends how I felt about you, if that was the sort of thing I was into.
Well,
If I was into sort of freaks.
let's imagine you're in love with me.
All right. Why? I've just noticed you started the commentary by asking if I was in love with you, and
Yeah.
you keep coming back to it.
Yeah, I mean, can we just pause briefly and just address the fact that there's no way this should be called a commentary?
Oh yeah, good point.
Right.
Because imagine if you were put the football on,
Yeah.
and instead of saying, "Oh, he's passed to him," you just heard, "Oh, I'm going to flatten my balls and make it look like
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse." It's not a commentary, is it?
Anyone who's listening to this while these images are on the screen will just be irritated.
Yeah, there's no
realistically.
point. There's no point.
Realistically. Okay.
It's a commentary on our mental states.
Now then, where were we? Yes. Would you be happy to go out with a man my age if you were gay and I was gay?
But I can't tell you that because I'm not gay, so I don't know how I'd feel. What I'd be
You can
into.
suspend disbelief and imagine that you are in love with me in a romantic way.
I'll tell you what I can do. I can say, as a 27-year-old man, I would. Well, how old are you now?
I'm in my 40s.
I would go out with a woman in her 40s.
Would you?
Yeah, probably.
You'd have a relationship with a woman in her 40s?
Not a relationship.
What does go out with mean then?
Well, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't have a civil partner. I want to have a civil partnership with you.
Right. Okay. When I'd go, if I was in love with a woman in her 40s, I'd go out with her.
Okay.
So if I was gay, that reads that I would go out with a man your age. Not necessarily you.
But perhaps me.
You'd be a nightmare, mate. You'd be an absolute
Would
nightmare.
I?
Yeah, you're very high maintenance.
Do you think I am?
Yeah.
How?
Just constantly needing reassurance.
Oh.
But I'm the same, though. It wouldn't work. Wouldn't work, Greg.
It's a comedian's lot, mate, isn't it? We do need to be reassured.
Yeah. So whoever goes out with us just needs to be ready to reassure us constantly, mate.
Can I reassure you about something?
What?
I think you're a fucking knob.
You
Right.
didn't need to reassure me of that, mate.
Let's have a look at the list. I feel I should comment on. What's going on.
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because, like, you're just still there with the microphone with your T-shirt on.
I mean, look at my tits, for God's sake. Jesus Christ. If a teenage girl came into the kitchen and had breasts like that, the family would go, oh, someone's on the turn.
Time to get someone down to John Lewis to get a first bar.
Someone's about to get grumpy. Now then, attention. List thing. The second thing I've put on my list of things that happened on the tour that I wanted to remember. Right. I've written this down. Coochie Rider, Alan. My auntie used to say that.
Right. I remember all of it.
If I can't see it, I can't smell it, I mumber that. I've written that down.
So this makes perfect sense to me, but to anyone else it'll be absolutely insane.
Yeah. Is there any point in discussing it then? Because it's about a weird, obscure song that we listen to.
There's a song called Coochie Rider by a band called Freaky Realistic.
Freaky Realistic. And if anyone knows any surviving members of Freaky Realistic, and I say surviving, that's as if there's some sort of Hindelburg-style disaster with the band Freaky Realistic. If anyone knows a member of the band Freaky Realistic, I implore you, ask them to get in touch with me. Yeah. Because we're 2 of possibly 5 fans.
Yeah, we love Freaky Realistic, so much so we invented a whole backstory about how they write all their songs in the studio.
Yeah.
Hence, one of the characters is called Alan, and he says that he mumpers things.
Yeah.
And his auntie also used to say...
I mean, listen to this. Anyone listening to this at home will just think, oh my God, what am I listening to? This is just 2 fucking head cases.
If I can't smell it, I can't see it.
I can't smell it. We invented a character, a rapper, whose auntie used to say to him, Alan, remember, if I can't smell it, I can't see it.
Oh, I could just start to feel this bit of muscle memory coming back from just absolute madness.
Oh, God! Because she was blind,
She was blind.
So that's the way she sees. If I can't smell it, I can't see it.
I mumbled that. My auntie said that.
Oh, that's right. You were Alan, the rapper. There's a rapper in the band Freaky Realistic who's got quite a deep voice. And then there's another rapper who's got quite a high-pitched voice like this. So Ed and I used to have conversations as if we were in the studio as Freaky Realistic going, Alan.
Yes.
Alan, I want you to do a rap.
Yeah, I've got some ideas.
What ideas have you got?
Have you ever seen like old Star Trek?
Listen, mate, we've got to stop this. People have paid for this DVD. Right,
we'll stop. Extra.
I'm going to go to the next thing on the list because none of that makes sense. But we're big fans of the band Freaky Realistic.
Check them out.
Their album was called Freealism. It's absolutely awesome. It's still available. You must buy it, download it. It is incredible, right?
It's a fat slice of high energy sort of 90s trance pop.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's 90s trance pop at its finest. Coochie Rider is a song about...
No one knows.
No one knows what a Coochie Rider is, but it's a term of affection for a woman, as far as we can work out.
Yep.
There's a song called Call Me Leonard Nimoy. It's absolutely fascinating. Call Me Leonard Nimoy. And it's Nimoy, Leonard Nimoy, Leonard Nimoy. And the rap, voiced by Alan in our mind, says... Leonard Nimoy. Name for bad boys.
Name for bad boy, Leonard Nimoy.
Incredible. I mean, it's insane. And my favourite song is called Salivate Spatial. I don't know where to start.
No.
With what that can possibly mean.
Check it out. If everyone goes and buys it, is it on iTunes?
I think it is. Yeah. It's certainly on Amazon. You can get it because
buy it from somewhere, some sort of place.
Anyway, that's enough promoting that defunct 90s trance pop band. Well, this is interesting.
What's this, mate?
Well, I'm sort of embarrassed that we spent so long talking about a band that no one's heard of, and now I'm going to talk about Dr. Prawn Guff. Dr. Prawn Guff, no plan, snutch.
Right.
I mean, where do we start to describe this?
Well, one of our favourite snacks on the tour, I'm wary of promoting brand names, probably get in trouble, but it was from a particular shop in a service station.
Yeah, we won't say which shop. It rhymes with Clarks and Pencer.
Yeah. It does. And the snack was a lovely load of cooked king prawns. And you dip them in some dipping sauce. as they're otherwise known, Dippy prawns.
They were called Dippy prawns on our tour, and you knew the day was going to be better on tour when you managed to get some Dippy prawns.
Sometimes we'd have a double Dippy prawn day. Which...
Double Dippy prawn. You have a double Dippy prawn day. You know you're having a good day. Don't you, though?
You do, you really do, mate.
If you were able to see now how many prawns you and I ate on tour, I honestly think it would fill the sound booth.
Yeah, oh, it definitely would.
Yeah.
It definitely would.
It wouldn't even fill a bath, anyway.
But you can't set something up and then I come along for the ride and then you jump out the driver's seat.
That's one of the best things about me, I think.
Yeah, that is true, yeah.
What? So, Dr. Prawn Guff.
So,
no
Dr.
plan,
Prawn Guff,
snatch.
we ate a lot of these prawns.
Yeah.
We then had one discussion where we imagined a prawn the size of a turkey that we cut slices off.
That's right.
At Christmas dinner as an alternative to turkey.
And it was called a prawn key.
It was called a prawn key.
And I tweeted about it.
Yeah.
And some people got quite cross about the idea of a massive prawn for Christmas.
I don't know why. It's a brilliant idea. You carve a prawn. It's
Yeah.
easier than a turkey. It's moister.
It is moister.
Everyone's happy.
Who wouldn't be happy with a lovely giant prawn for Christmas?
Exactly.
So we were talking about the giant prawn for Christmas.
Yeah.
All logical so far.
Yeah.
Carry
and then
on.
what did you do quite a lot of after you'd had prawns? As well?
Was it me or was it everyone farting?
It was you a lot of the time. Well,
Okay.
no, we'd all do a fart.
Yeah.
I go, oh, Greg, you farted, and you go, don't worry, it's a prawn guff.
It's a prawn guff because the prawn guff is almost totally odourless. It's incredible.
It's clean.
Oh, it's so clean.
Clean air.
It's cleaner than real air.
Yeah, it's like being by the seaside.
Yeah. If we were in a conflict zone and someone was using chemical weapons,
Yeah.
and I turned up and just started releasing prawn guffs, it would neutralise the
It would
air.
neutralise
and everyone
the air.
would be fine.
Absolutely, mate.
It's almost like the UN should helicopter me into places.
But with stopping on the way to get
Feed
some
me
dippy
prawns. Yeah,
prawns
we have to
from,
stop at Marks and Spencer to get some dippy prawns.
No, mate.
Oh, sorry, Clarkson Pincer.
So we then imagined this is where we have to make a jump of logic. We then imagined a villain called Dr. Prawn Guff.
Dr.
Prawn
Prawn Guff.
Who was creating the giant
Prawn
key, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And he had an assistant.
he did. You played the assistant.
Hello.
Snatch. Snatch.
Ich möchte.
But if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
Dr. Prawn Guff, he kidnapped someone.
Bond, I think it is.
Bond.
Isn't it?
He kidnapped James Bond, and he would say, and James Bond, voiced obviously by Connery, would
Yeah.
say, Dr. Prawn Guff, you appear to have trapped me in your lair. What is the plan? And what would Dr. Prawn Guff say?
No plan.
No plan. The greatest Bond villain ever, potentially.
Yeah.
Because unlike all the others, he has no plan.
Ah, Mr. Bond, how lovely of you to be here. I see you've met Snatch. I trust he's treated you well. Yes, master.
And we used to admonish Snatch in some way.
I can't remember if Snatch got admonished.
There was definitely some Snatch admonishment going on.
So you can see the sort of where we were mentally.
My niece is. I went on holiday with my niece.
Greg's just peeking out of the window of the recording studio to make sure no one's sort of waving their arms, going, "Please stop it! This is absolute
It's
nonsense."
fucking scary, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
just like being back on tour again.
Yeah. Should we take a break from that and come back to it? Maybe. Do
Yeah,
another
Dr.
bit?
Prawn Guff, no plan. Mr. Bond. Dr. Prawn Guff, you have me. I'm here. What is the plan? No plan!
That's not normal.
Good.
Talks about what she
Now,
wants.
the next thing I've got is a character so offensive that I can't bring him up.
No, okay, I know, but I know exactly who you're on
You
about.
know who I'm on
Yeah.
about, and
I wasn't even in the car when that was invented.
all I can tell you is his first name is Stinky. You were in the car when it was
I wasn't.
invented.
That was. We should give a shout out to your other support actor, Ed Petrie.
Oh, it was. It wasn't
Yeah.
you. Hi, Ed Petrie.
Hello, Ed Petrie.
An excellent support act. But you're right, it was created with Ed Petrie in the car. And he's an incredibly offensive character.
Yeah.
It's a shame that none of you will ever get to hear
We
that.
don't want to bring him into the booth with us.
But he's horrible, though,
Oh,
isn't
he
he?
ruins stuff.
He's horrible.
He ruins the whole days. The things he says.
He snapped someone's... I can say this. No, I don't think I can say that. Okay, so we'll forget about him.
Yeah. You can
I've-
say that. You can say what he did. You don't say who he did it to.
No, I don't. I think it's too offensive. the next thing I've written down is bye Brian, baby Brian.
Right.
And that was when one of the gentlemen who drove us around, Brian, a friend of mine, we inserted his name, Brian, into
every song that came on the radio.
That's correct.
And
it was Radio 2, so they were all the hits were playing.
Yeah. You've never seen a man come closer to insanity than Brian.
Well, he'd been driving for 4 or 5 hours.
We were driving to Cornwall, weren't we?
Yeah.
And I think we gave him 2 vetoes.
Yeah.
And he really stuck it out so he could use them right at the end of the journey when he had to park. So,
which brings me neatly on to the Bargo rules in the car.
Bargo rules.
Chat Bargo.
That was when we wanted someone to
This is
shut
what I've
up.
written down. Chat Bargo, ratified, 10 minutes, self-imposed, Bargo, Burger Band, chicken me up who's joking.
Absolute insanity. I don't even want to explain half of that.
We used to, if someone was annoying someone else, that they were allowed to put a chat bargo
Chat bargo,
on.
10 minutes.
Chat bargo, 10 minutes. You're not allowed to chat for 10 minutes.
And that person, but the other
but the
person
third
in the
person
car,
had to ratify it.
Yeah, ratified.
God, is this interesting to listen to?
Chat bargo, 10 minutes, ratified.
Right. I'm putting myself on a chat bargo, and people are putting themselves on chat bargo.
Self chat bargo, yeah.
You're annoying. I'm annoying myself. Self chat bargo, 10 minutes, ratified. Now, would you like to comment on this next thing I've written down? Baby Jam 3000.
No, I would not, thank you.
Fine. Would you like to comment on Jamie Gray Thompson? No?
No.
Fine.
None of this jam stuff.
And how about this? Bub, self-bub.
A family holiday that we went on.
Bub, it's very simple. Just touch Greg on the nose and say bub.
Yep. I can touch you on the nose and say bub.
Yeah.
And you can touch yourself on the nose and say self-bub.
Yeah.
So that's perfectly acceptable, isn't it? Now, I think this...
Fuck's sake.
I think this next thing is worth describing. I think we should... This happened up north, I think in... Where's that town where the Del Boy bar is?
Harrogate.
In Harrogate, there is an amazing... This is a side note.
We've got to talk about that as well.
There is an absolutely incredible bar.
Trotters.
It's Trotters, Only Fools and Horses theme bar.
We say Only Fools and Horses themed.
Yeah,
It's painted yellow out the front.
that's right.
There's one single picture of Uncle Albert.
That's correct.
An Athena poster of the skyline of New York.
That's true.
And behind the bar, I'd say over 20 novelty clocks where the mechanism is animals having sex with each other.
That's it. All that is true. That is true. And if you're listening, if the owners of that bar are listening, we salute you. It's one of our favourite nights
What a
over the
great
whole
night.
tour.
Yeah.
Is that we thought, we'll have to go to the Only Fools and Horses theme bar in Harrogate, only to discover that the only 2 nods to Only Fools and Horses were a yellow frontage and a picture of Uncle Albert. And
Not even Del Boy.
And for some reason, 12 to 15 clocks, each depicting a specific act of animal sex. Now, it sounds like we're making this up. We're not making this up.
No, this was true.
It's worth a trip to Harrogate, everybody.
It's just down the road from the Harrogate Theatre.
And at Harrogate, I've also I've written down this, and I'm going to do it in character for you.
Okay.
This is a gentleman we met on tour.
Yeah.
Winter warnings. I'll take that coffee. Neck like an owl. I miss her so much. So let's try and unravel that.
That was the owner,
It wasn't in Harrogate, actually, I don't think.
wasn't it? No, it wasn't. No, because it was different. Like
It was somewhere up north.
Yeah, it was definitely from The Voice. I remember it was somewhere up north. It was the owner of the hotel or B&B, I think.
Yeah.
And he kept warning us about the slippery steps.
But did he? Did he, or did we just make it up?
No, he kept saying, "Oh, be careful on the slippery steps."
careful on the slippery steps.
And because we're horrible people, that turned into winter warnings. You can't.
You better listen to my winter warnings because there's all ice on the step. And then we decided that the reason he kept going on about it is because his wife had died in a horrible step-related accident several
Went out
years.
there, didn't warn her about the ice, and I went out there, and her neck was like an owl. Winter warnings.
Her neck was all turned round. It was all turned round like an owl.
Don't touch them sauces.
And, I should have given you a winter warning. I should have given her a winter warning. I miss you so much. Do you remember that? I miss you so much.
So upsetting. He wouldn't let us touch any of the sauces either. And
That's right,
He
he
had
wouldn't.
to pour the coffee himself.
He was furious because Ed stood up, got some tomato sauce and brought it back.
I'll bring that sauce for you. You be careful with the shit. You be careful on the stuff. You don't want it happen to my missus. Look at it all bent out. Look at it all. Winter warnings.
So I think that's all covered, isn't it?
I think so, mate.
Okay, here we are. Brian's crisps, chicken me up, bang, crisps everywhere is what I've written down.
This was Brian, the driver / tour manager. He was very hungry. He wasn't having a good day, was he?
Awful.
He'd
had he'd had what could only be described as a logistical nightmare.
Yeah. And his catchphrase is
chicken me up.
Chicken me up, lads.
Yeah. Which means let's have a chat. It
Yeah.
comes from the. You might not know this actually. It comes from the curry dish chicken chat.
I did not know that, no.
Right, so that's why he
glad
says
I do
chicken me
now.
up.
I'll be
'Cause it's
saying
like,
it a lot
let's
more,
have a
yeah.
chat. Chicken
Chicken
me
me
up.
up.
Yeah.
So Brian was starving. He finally went out. He had some time to go and get some food because he'd been working hard all day.
Correct.
He came with a big bag of crisps
That's right.
to the dressing room.
Bear in mind, he'd had an awful day. Everything had gone wrong. Logistical nightmare.
These crisps were the only thing standing between him and the worst day ever.
Yeah. It was like, everything's been terrible, but I have got this lovely big
Finally,
bag of
I've
crisps.
got this lovely big bag of crisps.
Yeah.
Marched into the dressing room.
Yeah.
Chicken me up, lads. Popped the bag of crisps. They opened at the bottom and went all over the floor.
The whole bag of crisps went on the floor. All right, chicken me up, bang, gone. And then what I love is he walked straight out of the room and we didn't see him for the rest of the night.
That was it. We just had to eat him off the floor.
That was just, it was lovely. So I wrote that down.